Hey! Wait, are we not the counter? There we go. Okay, we are live. Goodness gracious. Observer problems. What is up, guys? How are we doing today? It is so good to be back. I've been making videos on a couple of other channels, just working shit out on a number of different parts of my life. This quarantine life is wild and real, but I'm excited to be back talking about OP, talking about parts, talking about this is not going to be as much on the personal growth, NF hippy dippy bullshit side. This is going to be more on the understanding the difference between these animals. And I'm excited. We're gonna get right into this in this little second episode of what I'm loosely calling the Versus series, where we look at two different animals that share a common function and sort of break it down, see what's going on, see how to distinguish between the two of them. And today we're talking about play versus consume. Where are my skibs at? So we haven't used these nicknames in a while, like almost about 2 years was the last time I really heard these nicknames get thrown around. But for a while, right? Like Blast, Sleep, like whenever you had two savior animals together, right? Each one of them had a nickname. The Sleep, Consume, those were the mopes. Blast, Sleep were the douchebags, right? The know-it-alls. Blast, Play were like the crackhead idiots just running around hammering on the tribe. And Play, Consume got the nickname the Skibs. Where did the nickname Skib come from? Well, it comes from Yibby Skibby. Where did Yibby Skibby come from? Apparently, whenever Shannon would get a new thing, whatever that thing was, she would, if she got something exciting in the mail, if she saw something that excited her, she would apparently go, Yibby Skibby, and just lose her fucking mind over it. Apparently. I don't know. I keep saying apparently. She says that she did this. I don't know why I wouldn't believe her. It's just wild to me as somebody who is lead OI that you would get that worked up about new things. But that's what Play and Consume wants to do. OE is all about new ideas, new things, new information, new this, new that, right? It wants novelty. It is there's the I mentioned this before in a couple of videos, but I want to bring it back here. There's the show Castle Rock on Hulu. The second season is about Annie Wilkes, right, from Misery, and it's sort of like her origin story. And she's talking to her daughter, and she's talking about the daughter, and she's like, my pappy used to tell me that there were two kinds of people who made America, searchers and settlers. And your grandpappy, he was a searcher, right? And that to me is like the quintessential balance between OI and OE. I'm a settler, man. I'm a settler. I don't know what I love the searchers. I have a deep admiration and respect for those who venture out into new territory. I can do it myself if I have to. I don't love it, but I'll do it. Look, if we got a big group of us, we're all going out, venturing into the unknown, like Elsa and Frozen, though she was kind of by herself. But that's fine. But fundamentally, I'm a settler. I want to be back at the farmstead. I want to be planning how we're going to ration these crops, right? I want to be hanging out and making sure that the tribe squabbles get resolved efficiently. That's what I want to do. But the Play Consumes, buddy, they just want novelty. And I wasn't when I made this Versus series, I did not expect to have editorializing and commentary on this. But I think it's really important just because of some trends that I have observed and that others have observed. in the community of late that OE kind of gets a bad rap. And I think it's problematic. Now, where does this come from? Well, it comes from primarily the fact, let's be real, Dave has double activated lead OI, and he is like spearheading this thing. There's going to be a little bit of bias baked into the foundation. There just is. I think that he has done a really good job of doing the best that he can to correct for it. But still a little bit of bias. And then even within that, and this is where I'm seeing the bigger dichotomy. There seems to be a really clear ranking of like most acceptable to least acceptable versions of OE to have. If you must have OE, then ideally it should be masculine extroverted sensory, right? I got very lucky. That is what I have. That is what Dave has. That is what Jocko has. That is what Tony Robbins has. That's what Gary Vee has. That's fine, right? That's sort of the idea. If you must have it, that is tends to be what gets put forth. Tom Bilyeu, right? He's got the extroverted, I believe it's masculine sensory as well, right? Below that, this I'm not entirely sure about. Below that, it's kind of a hodgepodge. I think you could argue that like any extroverted sensory is better than any extroverted intuition, because like really the any folks, they just get their asses handed to them a lot and for kind of no reason. And so I want to use this video as an opportunity to not only explain the difference between play and consume, but to also show any a little bit of love that, if I'm being honest, I don't always give them myself. Like, I get it. I am also part of the problem as somebody who has a monster lead feminine NI and who has a lot of pretty legitimate traumatic experiences when it comes to dealing with any on a regular basis. So that's what we're doing in this video. Come play with me. We're doing the thing. So play and consume both take responsibility for novelty, for breaking the pattern, for making sure that shit doesn't get stale and ossified. And what's funny is that when in my old job that was such a bad fit, I ended up playing the archetype of the ENTP, which is not the archetype that I like to play, but that's what I was doing accidentally because there was so much ossified SI bullshit that was costing this company that we all cared very much about, like actual millions of dollars a year. Like it was bananas. One example. I work for a tutoring company, and I heard some discussion of like, we're spending too much on shipping costs, right? Because we would ship the people the materials. Okay. Nothing, and this was like one of the first things I heard when I started working there administratively. And then a couple of months later, I was finally like, all right, can I just see the FedEx receipts from the past month? I just want to see February. Let me take a look at them. Let me see if I notice anything weird that maybe we can apply. Like, I don't know. Well, I saw that we were doing $100 overnight shippings, like a lot, like very, very often. And most of the shipments cost $30 a piece. And I was like, okay, I mean, I get that we're charging people out the nose for this, but this is also an expense that we just don't have to hemorrhage money on, right? And my role in that particular project, whatever, was that I was just the guy who played the archetype of NE to break up this stale system that nobody was questioning because we've been doing it since 1997. And in 1997, the system made sense. In 2017 versus 1997, wild differences in technology and in life. So, like, we need to not be doing the same thing that worked 20 years ago if it doesn't also work now. And this is where I think that NE gets an unfairly bad rap. NE has no attachment to a particular plan. Let me be clear. Obviously, humans can have attachments to things, but NE, the function, it doesn't really care. It's like, here's 12 ideas. Let's find the best one. And then let's always be looking for the next best idea, right? In the same way that extroverted sensing is going, like, God, look at Gary Vee. I'm not a huge Gary Vee fan for a number of reasons, but goddamn, he is so on point when it comes to being able to track and see what the next big thing is going to be. It's stupid, scary, freaky to me how he can just be like, oh yeah, this thing is going out. This is the next hot thing. Get in on this now because in 4 years, you're going to wish you had. And he just keeps fucking being right all the goddamn time. And that's what OE wants to take responsibility for. And they're damn good at it. OE is super, super, super good at being able to go, okay, well, this works for now, but in 6 months, it's not going to. So let me start to think about where we're going to maybe be in 6 months and put together a bunch of ideas and then implement them when the time is right, right? That's what responsible NE does, what balanced NE will do, and SE, I guess, to an extent. Where it runs into problems is when that isn't communicated, right? Or when it's like, we have a new, like, here's this brand new initiative, brand new idea. And then, oh, I'm going to start working on this next thing, implying that the thing that I just came up with no longer works, is no longer good, right? Well, that pisses people off, right? Because then it's like, we just had this new thing. Why do you want another new thing? We haven't even seen if this thing works yet. Can we please just try this thing for 6 months? And then when we do need more ideas, you are the first person we're going to call to come up with new shit, right? And it's this sort of novelty seeking, pattern breaking. It wants to find exceptions to the rule, right? Because, and it's not, again, in a healthy state, it's not because fuck all rules, right? It's, we need to, if we must have rules, then the rules must be fantastic. The rules must be so goddamn good that, that they are inarguable, right? I have yet to meet a single healthy, normal adult NE user who just likes to break rules for the sake of it. No, it's that they looked at your rule and was like, why does every memo have to be on blue paper? Is there a good reason for this, right? And people get pissed off at them, but oftentimes they're just asking a question. And if you say to them, yes, it is really, really important that the memo be on blue paper and that we spend the extra money on it, because we need people to be able to distinguish between, the memos are on blue, the expense reports are on green, the social things are on what, like, if there's a color coordinated system, okay, then we can have then the NE might be like, we don't need a fucking system for that, Karen, calm down, right? But if it's something like, yeah, we want people to be able to, like, look at a memo and then just get rid of it, and it's a really easy way to know, oh, this is a memo, okay, great, done. I don't think anybody would be super mad about this, right? But the NE and SE, again, to an extent, is always looking for, does this rule work? Does this make sense? Do I like this rule, right? Or can we come up with something new that better serves us in the here and now? Now, Consume is going to be doing this novelty seeking and attaching it to the identity. So for me personally, right? So I have masculine SE and masculine FI. I have a double masculine SF Consume. It's why, much like Dave, so I'm not really super into the Grand Theft Auto, partially because my SE is double activated and a demon, so I'm a little more balanced about it. But I love me some violent video games, especially violent TV shows. Oh, like give me some Banshee, give me some fucking Ozark. Oh, fucking love Ozark, right? And so, but my SF Consume doesn't like to watch things multiple times. It's not to say that I won't watch things multiple times, but I won't be doing it for an SF Consume reason, right? When I do watch something multiple times, it's for my NF sleep reasons, right? It's that I want to rewatch Queer Eye because it's comfort food. I want to, I don't know. That's the most recent example, right? But the Consume part of me is like, find another heartwarming TV show where people are nice to each other. Find another super violent TV show where Mexican drug cartels torture people, right? That's what Consume wants, right? It's, okay, we have explored this. Here's a good example of how my SF Consume got bored. So I love Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy, I'm going to say it's my second favorite TV show of all time. Number one is still Haunting of Hill House. It's not close. That's the fucking winner. But I love Sons of Anarchy. It's tough. It's like it's just all the things. I love that show. And I watched the first seasons of Mayans MC, which is the spinoff. Really enjoyed it. No part of me wants to watch the second season. I just don't. We have explored this world. I'm good. I'm satisfied. If I want to revisit the world of California biker gangs, I'll just watch the thing that I know is better. Like, I don't need to consume more of this. We're good. Same with the Marie Kondo show, right? Queer Eye is really, really special. It hits me in the feels. It is like it's love it. But like, I don't need to watch more of a TV of the Marie Kondo show because I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. Great. I have consumed this. I want something new now, right? There's nothing more for me to mine from this. And so that, right? So Consume is very, very much, I don't want to call it an introverted function necessarily, but it is attached to DI and it will leave the tribe to hang out to dry. It is the one that's going, ooh, this is the thing that's interesting to me. Fuck all of you guys. This new thing is something I want, right? Or I like, or makes sense to me, right? I had a friend who I was playing Animal Crossing with, and now maybe I don't understand Animal Crossing decorum. And this is, she's a internet friend of mine, super nice, whatever. And so I invited her over to my island, and she gets off. And not only did she forget to bring the fruit that she said she was going to bring for me, in exchange for the bamboo shoots that I gave her, whatever. She was like, I don't even think I gave her the bamboo shoots. And she immediately was like, oh my God, your island's so pretty. I'm going to go explore. And then fucking ran off. Ran the fuck off. I couldn't find her for half an hour. And I was like, what are you doing? She like bought things in my store. she talked to all the we like that you're supposed to do, but like there was no connection to me when we were doing this. And I was like, yep, that's some consume. Play, on the other hand, would be the opposite. It would be, come with me to do this thing. Hey, we're all going hiking this new trail. Come with me. We're getting a whole big group together to do this new thing together. We're all exploring together, right? That's going to be your play energy. So if you're trying to figure out whether you have play above consume, consume above play, if you're like, okay, I know that I got a lot of skip energy in me. I know that I am a novelty seeker in a very core way. Is my impulse to seek out new things by myself without needing the approval of others? Or when I seek out new things, do I want there to be a group with me? And for me, so I am blast, play, consume with sleep last, right? So I'm cranked way the fuck up. But my play is above my consume, which means that if something is new, I need to make sure the tribe is also on board with exploring this thing with me. And it's part of why I like Animal Crossing, is because, there is a sufficiently large group of people doing this thing. Great. It's new for me. I've never played this before, but I'm kind of interested. But there's a lot of tribe members interested. This is a real thing. Okay, great. I'm fucking diving in. And now once I got the play sort of box checked, now I can move into consume territory where I can figure out, okay, well, how do I want to play this game? What do I want my island to look like? What do I want the vibe to be? What do I want the feel to be? How can I, what game requirements do I give a shit about? I don't give a shit about fishing. We are not a fishing town. Full stop. We don't fish on my island. There's like island clusters, those little archipelago thing. We don't fish. We're not a fisher place. We don't have a huge variety of fruit because that's just not what I want to do. I don't care enough about getting multiple kinds of fruit. I just want my non-native cherry trees, and I just want to make some motherfucking money. I don't care about the stock market. But that's the consume part of me. It's like, I want to do new things, but on my terms. I want to terraform the land and shape it into what I want it to be, regardless of whether it works for everybody else, right? But I'm only doing that because I got the play checkbox checked. It's, the way that I want to play the game is an acceptable and appropriate way to play the game. Great, cool, we're doing it. I love it. I'm into it, right? Consume above play is going to be sort of the opposite, right? If you are consume above play, it's going to have to be, okay, well, if I'm not interested in this, I don't give a fuck how many people are on board. If this new thing isn't fun for me, interesting to me, I'm fucking off it. Don't care. Oh, you know what? This is really interesting to me. Yes, I like this. I would do this without the tribe validation. Cool. Now we can play with people because I have fulfilled my obligation to myself that this be interesting, that this new thing, this new toy, this new idea, this new book, this new fucking whatever be interesting. And I'll end on one little anecdote. One of the big reasons that I know without a shadow of a doubt that I am play above consume is that I don't really read, I love YA fiction. I love the Hunger Games books. I fucking love Twilight. I just didn't think Divergent was that good, so I didn't get into it. But I love the idea of Divergent. I sort of I was in a weird age for Mortal Instruments, but I love the world of that. I think it's really cool. But I'm only going to get into that if there's a lot of people on board first, right? I'm not going to invest time and emotional energy. I've tried to get into City of Brass, Children of Blood and Bone, and I'm like, there's just not enough of a community here. Like, this book is a little too niche. They're going to make a movie of it eventually, and then I'll read it or not. Fuck it, whatever. I don't care, right? Conversely, Motherland Fort Salem, the new TV show on Freeform, formerly ABC Family. Y'all, that show is lit as fuck. I love it. I am obsessed with Motherland Fort Salem because it is hang on, no, I had a phrase. Lesbian teenage military witches. Lesbian teenage military witches. The show is amazing. But had it been on Sci-Fi, or had it been a book, like had it not had the mouse behind it, had there not been massive ad campaigns for it, I probably wouldn't give a shit. And I would probably write it off as like stupid teeny bopper soap show that whatever, right? Oh, but there's a whole campaign behind it. This really is trying to appeal to the extroverted spectrum of people, right? Okay, great. This is a real thing that I can now allow myself to consume and get my identity on board investing in this new thing because everybody is playing along, or at least they want everybody to play along, and it's not trying to be this weird little niche sort of thing. All right, so that's all I got for today about play versus consume. I realize that we threw some NE in there, but they are both fundamentally concerned with novelty and new things. It's just a matter of who are you responsible to first? Consume is first responsible to the self, to make sure that I am invested in it, that my identity is on board with this new thing. And play is, we need to make sure that multiple people are potentially into this before I think about whether or not I want to attach my identity to this new thing. All right, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for following. You can check us out on Facebook at the Unofficial Objective Personality Study Group. We got a big discussion there. We all hang out. There's the meeting group. So yeah, come on over, hang out, check us out. We're super fun. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.